So let's make tomato stew with turkey. So I have my veggies here. I have tomatoes, scotch bonnet, red and yellow. I have my green bell pepper. I have my red bell pepper. So I have garlic and ginger. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to wash them. Line a baking tray with parchment paper. So after washing the veggies, I'm just going to cut them. Cut my tomatoes into two and just place them in the parchment in the baking tray that has the parchment paper. So for the bell pepper, just cut them and brought out all the seeds from it. So with this, I'm just going to place everything in the parchment and in the baking tray that has the parchment paper. So I'm going to add olive oil to it and put it in the oven to roast. So I have garlic powder, I have Maggi cubes, I have salt, I have thyme, I have curry, I have bay leaf, I have Benny. So this is my onion. I'm going to add it to my turkey. So this is a turkey. I'm going to cook it just to bring out the stock from it. So I'm just gonna cook it for about 10 to 15 minutes. So this is my turkey just steaming a little, just allowed the natural juice to come out. So I just added a little bit of water to it and I'm just gonna cook it for 10 to 15 minutes. So with this, I'm just going to take it to the air fryer and then air crisp it for about 15 minutes because I don't want this to be very hard. So I've done it now, so I'm just gonna cover it and allow it to air fry. So back to my stew. So what I'm going to do is I have so this here is the roasted veggies. So I'm just going to blend them and into a hot pan, add your oil. You can use olive oil, sunflower oil, vegetable oil. So add your onion to it and then fry. So I like turning my food, so you're going to see a lot of turning here, which tomato stew requires anyways, so that to avoid this from burning. So I've just turned my onion. I'm going to add tomato paste. So for this recipe, I'm going to be using tomato paste because I want it to be a little bit bigger. So I'm just gonna add 1 cube of tomato paste into my hot oil and onion. So with this, I'm just gonna turn and turn and turn and turn. So I just hope you don't get tired of me turning. So tomato stew is one of my best dishes. So making this gives me room to turn the leftover to either jollof rice or spaghetti during the week. So with this frying, just keep turning so it doesn't burn. Just reduce the fire. Don't put it in the highest, just reduce it, okay? So I'm going to add my blended veggies to this thing that is frying right now. So with this, just add your blended veggies and you see the color. Don't mind the color, it's going to be popping out very soon. So just turn it. I reduced it. It's on medium heat now. So with tomato stew, you have to be very careful because once you add this blend fresh veggies that have been blended, sometimes it's hot. You just have to watch out for yourself. So just gotta keep turning it because if you don't turn it, it might just burn. And for some people like me that enjoy turning my food, just enjoy the ride, okay? So at this stage, I'm going to let it cook and I'm just going to cover the pot so it cooks and I'll just go and do something else. If you want, you can stay close by and be watching it. So just enjoy the looks of it, everything and all. So right now I'm just going to check my stew and make sure that it's cooking very well. So with this one, it's cooking and with the stew base, when you know that your stew has cooked very well is when the oil starts floating from the sides of the pot, even in the middle, like everything starts floating up. So with your stew, once it's cooking, you should just turn it regularly. So these are the meat, my proteins from that was air fried. So I just added it this so that it release all those flavors and juice into my stew. So just turn it so it doesn't burn. So I'll add my stock. Don't mind the water. Some people might say this is a lot of water, but don't mind it. I'm just gonna put it in the medium heat and to cook down. So I tested my stew and I needed me to add a little bit ingredient. So I added curry, I added thyme, I added a little bit of salt to it. I don't like salty food. I just don't like salty food. So I just added a little bit of salt. If you need to adjust salt, you can add more to it. So looking at my stew right now, you can see that the oil is floating on top of the like on top of the tomatoes, that which means it's getting there and the food is almost ready. So some people, if you want to cook it more, you can cook it more, but to me this is almost there. So I just turned it for a little while and just looking at it just to make sure that everything is okay. So now my stew is looking sharp and is looking ready for the Sunday party. I just turned off the stove because what else are we going to do? So look how the stew is ready. Thanks for watching, guys. Please follow and like and comment and share if you like the recipe. Thank you and see you some other time. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Thank you. Bye bye.